Hey, this is Chris. Welcome to the Daily Brigandy. Today I have one of the coolest pieces of memorabilia we've ever had in our Brigandy collection, and that's a Babe Ruth game-used bat, hailing from 1929 to 31, and it's a massive 38 ounces. So I'm going to lay it down right here. Now I recently did a video about a Babe Ruth jersey that had just sold for $5.6 million. Personally, I feel that a bat is way cooler. The reason a jersey is way more expensive at over $5 million is because the jerseys are extremely rare. There's only about 5 or 6 jerseys known. Bats, there's more of, they're plentiful, but they're still extremely rare. So this is a graded a PSA 8.5. So let's go to the specs itself here. So again, 38 ounces, it's 35 inches long. And just to get a little comparison here, this is a game-used Derek Jeter bat. And I don't know if you can get the same feeling from the camera as we get here, but obviously it's significantly shorter here. Jeter's bats were 34 by 31. So this is 38 ounces and this is 31 ounces. It may not seem like a lot, but that's a huge difference. Anybody that's played baseball or if you were here to hold both of these bats, you would notice right away that this thing feels insanely heavy. Now Babe Ruth was actually known to use bats that weighed up to 40 ounces, even more, earlier in his career. At that time, the thinking was a bigger, heavier bat, the harder and longer you're going to hit a ball. As he got more experience and as more knowledge about batting came out, they realized what they know today, that it's more about bat speed and quickness, and a lighter bat will achieve that. Still 38 ounces. Today, these guys use 30, 31, 32 ounce bats. But let's get back to the specs on the bat again. So this matches the professional batting order records of the time from 29 to 31. I'm going to kind of spin it around here, right? So you have the Louisville Slugger H&B logo there. Also cool, the trademark up here. It's George Babe Ruth, and kind of cute and kind of cool for autograph collectors. They put Babe there, you know, how he would sign. Now I'm going to spin it around here a little bit. So Babe Ruth was known as a barrel down hitter. So that means, the label down hitter. So that means the label, when he made contact with the ball, was flipped like this. And just for purposes of explaining how he hit, I'm going to take the signed ball here. So this is how the ball would come in like this, and this is where he made most of his contact, on the left barrel here, because the label is facing down. So now if I switch it back here, you can see all of these ball marks, the stitch impressions, everything on the top here, and even a little more as you go around this way. Also, you'll notice there's green and red marks, and that's paint from the bat rack, from the back being slid in and out over the years. Also, 29 to 31, we did a little math. We went on our baseball reference there. 141 home runs from 1929 to 31. This bat, I mean, we can never prove it, but it has to be responsible for a certain amount of those home runs. An exact number you'll never know. Another really cool thing, I'm going to show you here real quick. This is a photo of Babe Ruth in 1927. And now if you zoom in there to the bat, that's a really cool thing he did. And that's a really, really, really rare bat. He would mark his bats with important home runs, or just any home run. So if you look closely there, you can see notches, and that would be above the Louisville Slugger. So that would be the equivalent of here. So that was something he did in 1927, when that photo's from. There's a few bats known out there in the Hall of Fame, actually, with the notches. So those are just spectacular bats. Bats like that are $500,000, $1 million plus. And then another really cool story I want to talk about is, recently, this was a few months ago, we had retired professional baseball player Johnny Damon in our store here, and he had a chance to look at this bat, and I'll never forget what he said. As soon as he picked it up, as soon as he went like this, he was like, "Oh my gosh!" He couldn't believe how heavy this bat was. And I'll never forget the quote he said. He said, "If I was to use that today, or any present day athlete were to try to use a bat this weight today," he said, by the time the ball hit the catcher's glove, the ball would still be on his shoulder. He wouldn't even have time to pick it up. So that just, gives you even a little more insight to what type of bat Ruth was using, especially compared to guys today. And another reason Johnny Damon said that is, it's like every team now, they got a guy who throws 100 miles per hour plus. So it's all about bat speed today. Again, Jeter's bats, all these other guys' bats are weighing in around 30, 31, 32 ounces. Even Aaron Judge, who's a monster, I think he's like 6'7", and he uses a 33-ounce bat and 35 inches long. So again, a monster bat, authenticated. Recently, a PSA 9 had just sold for about $150,000. A couple of them actually sold for $150,000. This is an investment piece. Proud to have it in our collection. One of the coolest things, or the coolest thing I've ever seen and owned, Babe Ruth related, or baseball, or sports related for that matter. Thanks for watching the Daily Brigandy. We'll see you tomorrow.